The views and opinions expressed on any program are those of the persons appearing on the program and do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of the New Media Factory. Some programs on this network might include strong images and language and may not be suitable for all audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
Would you come if I asked you to ride with me on this one-way road that leads? Oh, I don't know, but I will take you anywhere you see. I know what you need, and what you've got is exactly what I
Flow. I'm James Deacon.
Pacho Blanco.
Alan?
All right, this is our weekly podcast of everything motoring. Basically, we like to say if it's on the road, we'll put it on the air. And yeah, we're here for the next 45 minutes or so, right?
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. Are we giving away an Otter box today? I forgot to ask. Are we doing that? It's going to happen? Okay, so we're going to be giving away an Otter box to somebody to protect that smartphone. I know you don't like, throwing your phone around, but it's really accidental. When he saw the ad, which you'll see somewhere in the middle of the show, Pacho's like, why would people throw their phones like that? It happens,
Yeah.
All right.
Especially with kids.
No,
That's
you got kids.
Once you get it, will you allow me to throw the phone?
Yeah, sure. That's how much faith
That's
I have.
shockproof. That's
Yeah.
waterproof.
Yeah. Do we have one for an iPhone 5?
Right now?
No.
We
It's
don't?
out there.
Oh, okay, I was going to say
It's still in the
if
shop.
we have one there, I would gladly let Pacho throw it here. All right. So we'll be giving one away to a lucky viewer. And,
How are we going to give that prize away,
well,
James?
you know what? Just interact with us, I guess, here. That's how we gave it away the last time. Somebody asked, just called up. It was the best question we had, right? Actually, it was the only one, huh? Yeah, it was the only one. But still, it was.
I wasn't here.
It was who we just called up and asked if we thought Grosjean would win a race.
Okay.
And we just, after 15 minutes of laughing,
Yeah.
we finally answered and we said, of course not. And he ended up on the podium the next race.
Yeah.
So yeah,
See?
yeah, the joke was almost on us. But by the way, that Grosjean.
The daredevil Grosjean.
Record remain. He's at it again.
I
He
know.
got 2 penalties in the last race.
Okay.
In Hungary yesterday,
What
two
is
penalties
what
in
is
the
the
same race.
problem of that guy?
What's the
James?
problem? It's he has this spatial awareness problem.
I know.
He can't quite judge distance over time, over his.
Yeah.
He just can't.
That's
I
what
mean,
Kimmy
Who
said.
else is this?
Romain Grosjean.
Oh.
Yeah.
He's Kimi Räikkönen's partner. Usually he outqualifies Kimi.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's that quick. He normally just,
As long as there is nothing in front of
as
him.
long as there's nothing. Yeah,
Kimi
he's-
doesn't like
he's
him.
leading the practice championships. He's heading that. But no, Kimi doesn't like it. But the race is not on Saturday, and this guy eventually crashed into Button this race, and he overtook Massa 4 wheels off the track. So they had to penalize him for
Oh,
that.
wow.
Yeah, I gave him 20-second penalty.
What do you think of this
Drive-through,
driver, James? Do you think that
Who,
pretty
Gro-
soon,
Grosjean?
that they'll be in the top 5?
He's one of those drivers that has the capability to just every now and again end up podium, maybe even win a race. Yeah, I would even go as far as that. He's got that, but
Well, last time you did not say that.
of course not. But last time he didn't end up on the podium, right? So no, I think he's got the potential because he's got flashes of speed.
Yep.
And like Pacho said, if there's nothing in front of him, the guy's got a good chance of finishing well. But that's the problem with
When it comes to
racing.
wheel, he expects
No, he doesn't.
the other driver to yield from him. That's the
Either that
problem,
or he
yeah.
just can't. He just can't measure. He just
Yeah.
can't. He doesn't know where.
Yeah, he cannot judge properly.
Cannot judge properly. And that in F1, as we discussed in one episode, is absolutely crucial. Well, in any racing, but especially F1. That video you posted, the one about Spa or Rouge, that corner,
Yeah.
that I think was the best demonstration of just how much quicker an F1 car is than a normal
And then we were
GT.
talking not about the other cars were not exactly slow cars.
No.
Yeah,
No.
but when you see the speed of an F1 car, it's just from that angle, it is just
Yeah,
insane.
so-
Can you imagine driving that car at that speed?
What is
How
the,
are you going to be able to control that?
That's the thing. It's knowing how to control, and then like we talked about one show, it's judging speed over distance, and then you're being aware of that space of yours. So like Kimi Räikkönen is fantastic at it. Like he will know when he comes into a corner and he's battling out just by natural powers of science and physics and all that. You know that
And common sense.
that my car is this wide, this guy's coming here, and if all things are equal, he'll be braking, he will appear here at this point. It's a natural, it's
Yeah.
like when people are walking through
And
a
then
crowd.
we will fit or we will not fit. You
Yes.
know? And then you have to make a decision over
Exactly. And then some people have gone, some people are just clumsy. I mean, you see it on, every day on the roads.
Or
and
maybe they just don't care, right?
I think he's one of two things. He either, when he cares, he's slow.
Oh, yeah.
When he doesn't care, he crashes. So he
he
got two penalties. The second penalty they added 20 seconds to his time, but that didn't good for him. It didn't change the result. P6. Do we have a call? We have a call? No way. Seriously? Wow. All right. We got a call from. We'll be taking that call in just a second. So they're answering it. And well, if that's the only call of the day, then you take home the OtterBox. So that's pretty cool, right?
Ooh, yeah.
That's like a 5,000 peso call right there.
Yeah, you're right.
So we'll check that
And
out.
this is like the first
Basically,
time we got a
I
caller.
posted something on Facebook saying that one of the topics today would be this. Counterflow goes live in 15 minutes. Today's topic: do you think Alonso will move to Red Bull next year? And if so, will he be given equal machinery and an even chance? Because there's rumors flying around the paddock.
I know.
And there was photographs of Alonso's manager meeting with Red Bull. They questioned both sides, and they gave this really coy smile, like, no, that's just rumors and all that. But
I just dropped by to say hi.
yeah.
That's bull. We all know that.
That's a whole lot of Red Bull right there.
You're right.
So did we get the call? Can we patch a call through? Okay, we're gonna.
But how will that work with Vettel?
Well, that's why it's a
Like,
good topic of
Is
discussion.
it's going to be just like what happened with Hamilton.
That's my fear.
Yeah.
If I were Alonso, I would be in a very, very tough spot right now. We got the call? Okay. Do we have a name for this caller? Oh, well, we'll just wing it. Anyway, we have no KBP, no? Podcast, we don't. You there?
Hello.
Hi, who's that?
Yeah. This is Elbert.
Who is it?
Elbert.
Oh, Elbert.
Elbert
He's
Cuenca.
back.
All
Is
the
he
way
back?
from the United
Oh,
States?
no, he's still in the States. Okay, cool.
Are you in the States?
Yeah, I'm calling long distance. Come on, guys. You have fans all over the world.
Skype
I'm
or
doing that.
we want to know how real a fan. Phone or Skype?
No. Okay, I'm in town.
Oh man, we were feeling so annoyed.
You got us, Elbert.
All right, man. Hey,
I'm in
Elbert.
town. Okay. I'm bringing the news to everyone out there in town. I was hiding today, but wala na.
It's not the first time you've come out, Elbert. Just saying.
Okay. Oh, wow. Thanks,
Hey,
Appreciate that.
so Elbert, what do you think? Alonso.
Okay.
Wait.
I kind of missed a part of your last discussion because I was watching it live. It's not really live. Huh? I mean, when you answered my call, it was like, wait, we're jumping, forward in time. You're kind of delayed on the YouTube live. It's not really live. So anyway, I went away from the computer. We're live now with you.
Wait,
So-
Elbert. The complaint line is another number. I'll give you that off the air.
Okay.
This is
Then
the
we'll-
reaction line. But go
And
ahead.
give me an hour, okay? So anyway, are we talking about Alonso?
Okay. Did you watch the? I think it was the BBC. It was David Coulthard talking
Yeah.
to. Did you watch that video? Where they
I
asked
saw-
Alonso
no,
basically, and he started
I read
laughing.
I read about the whole thing and then they're saying that there's, management was seen talking to Christian Horner and all, and so I had thoughts about how Alonso would fit in
Yeah.
in Red Bull, and my impression is he won't.
Firstly, do you think he will go?
No, Alonso's a very, very smart guy. He's not going to create the same mistake he's done before.
Yeah.
And
And Vettel's not
this would
exactly a
be
rookie,
actually-
right?
Pardon?
Vettel's not exactly a rookie.
Exactly. Number one. this is an even worse situation than, back when Alonso went into McLaren with rookie Lewis.
Yeah.
I mean, he had suspicion that, Lewis would be their favorite and, that he would be entering on equal footing because, that was the first year of Lewis anyway. And he still didn't get the kind of attention that he wanted back then. So let's say now that Alonso has matured, both of them have matured and they've stopped all that, childish bickering, on track and off track and all. Alonso is still not going to go into a team where Vettel clearly has, stated that, hey, I'm boss, multi-21, screw you, I'm the boss here. I'm number one. You can't have another number one beside me.
So what's his option now? Because you're a number one driver in a number 4 team or a number 3 team, or you're a number 2 driver in a number 1 team, but then you have the potential to actually beat Vettel. I mean, how biased do you think they can make the car? Because I think Mark Webber is much better than the results he's pulling.
That's right.
I mean, I think you've seen his curse system,
I think
no?
it's clear too. But
his curse system, apparently, when they took it apart, it was a CDR King version.
Oh, really? Yeah, well,
yeah.
They really screwed him over. But you know what? Here's what I'm thinking. All this talk about drivers, of course, someone has to take the place of Webber, right? And you just have to wait for Eddie Jordan to tell you who it'll be because he's always been right about it. He was the guy who broke news about Lewis moving away from McLaren. Okay, he knows everything, so just wait for him.
All right. Well, what about, because you've seen Ricardo, right? He's been qualifying extremely well, but he's ending up nowhere in the races. Sometimes behind his teammate.
Ricardo, there was, I was watching the build-up of Sky F1 yesterday, and before qualifying, and they had a mid-year report. And although in paper, Ricardo is being out-qualified and outscored by his teammate John-Eric Verne, but there's no accounting for the on-track performance. And this guy's been a bit unlucky too, but the way he's been driving is just, for me, with the kind of car he's had and in the past few Grand Prix, I think Ricardo's the guy to take that seat. And, when they interviewed John-Eric Verne about it, he was pretty much admitting that, I don't think I'm going to get that seat and, good for Ricardo, good for Danny because he kind of deserves it too. So I think there really is some truth to that.
Okay. Yeah. Well, no, I'm with you there. So basically, to wrap up your thing about Alonso, you don't think he's going to go, and you think if he did, it would be dumb, and he would not get the same opportunity as he'd just be given the same opportunity as Webber.
Yeah, and Alonso, I think, is all too happy. I mean, this is his dream. He's wearing red. He's number one, and they love him over there. I don't think he's going to leave Ferrari. I mean, it would be really silly for him to leave Ferrari. I think what he really wants is to get Ferrari to beat Red Bull.
You know what?
And
I agree. Because, when I heard the news and I thought, no, man, I really hope this is not true because I'm not, not the greatest Ferrari fan out there. But, that is the oldest, most prestigious team in the whole grid, right? As a driver, you want to win a championship with Ferrari. I think it would just kill Alonso if he moved to Red Bull and then Ferrari finally took form and all that. So I kind of also agree with you that I think he's going to stick it out with Ferrari, but I can't blame him for getting extremely frustrated. 4 years without a championship-winning car. That's he's got to have something in his contract that gives him an opportunity to go out, don't you think?
But at the same time, Alonso has been mature. He's already been champion. How many times has he been champion? 3 times?
Twice. He's only
5
2
times?
times. 2 times. Alonso?
Okay, yeah.
05, 06, yeah.
Okay. So he's
and
been
bridesmaid in 07.
World champion.
08, 09. Yeah.
I think the only way he's going to cap his career is to win the championship with Ferrari, not with any other team.
Yeah,
that's
true.
I mean, it would be like, kind of hollow victory for him to go into another, team like, let's say, Red Bull or even, let's say, McLaren, for that matter, and win it with them. It's still not going to be the same. I mean, he's done it with Renault. I think if ever he wins another title, he will want to do it in Ferrari.
Agreed.
Nothing more historic than that.
100% agreed. Okay, Elbert, we're going to
Right.
free up the phone lines for
Great.
give
Okay.
somebody else a
You
chance.
mean I can't make telebaba guys? Man, I'm upset. Okay, disappointed.
You might get an other box, man. So we got to give the other
If
box
I'm
a
the only
chance for
caller,
somebody else.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I won't hang up then. Okay. Bye.
Thanks, Elbert. Welcome back.
Okay.
Okay, there's that's a lot of good points.
True.
actually.
I agree with Elbert.
100% too. I just think the question is there. It's a very tempting thing. I mean, if Red Bull promised him a good package, but the problem is, I really don't think as Red Bull, why would you want Alonso there either?
No, yeah.
It's we've proven that formula doesn't work.
Doesn't work.
Two cooks in a kitchen, two divas. You can't.
And Vettel with his attitude.
You
I
can't.
don't
But they
know, you
asked
just
Vettel.
can't.
This is funny. They asked Vettel on ambush interview. They said, "Would you like Alonso as your partner next year?" Because rumors are swirling, and he had this look of fear, and he goes, "No, no, no disrespect to the guy. I really respect him, but no, I wouldn't want to have him as my teammate. I like Kimi. I think Kimi would make a better teammate, and blah blah blah." And
Yeah.
Wow.
yeah, he was kind of. He said, Kimi and I have more.
Yeah, because Kimi, as long as you leave him alone, because he knows what he's doing.
Exactly. There we go. Kimi's been doing really well, huh?
Yep.
Kimi is just wow. What a season he's having.
Hats off to Kimi.
And you should have seen. You guys missed the race yesterday.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, yeah, it was fun. The way Kimi just held off Vettel towards. Oh man, it was fantastic. So he was defending in a. Vettel had a much better car in third place, but he just defended and defended. He just made his Lotus as wide as a bus. He just put it in the right spots. And eventually there was one point there where Vettel came to the outside and he just sort of made him run out of road. And so Vettel gets on the radio. Hey, he tried to run me off the road. Like whatever, right?
Yeah.
So then they get to the podium. And then they're all standing there, and Vettel walks up to Kimi on the podium as they're interviewing Hamilton, who won the race, and they're having this. So Martin Brundle says after they do the podium interviews now, as well as the press con, they do live. So he said to Hamilton. Now we go over to Sebastian. Sebastian, you claim you felt hard done by, that you were unfairly treated and run off the road by Kimi. He said, yeah. Actually, we were just having a discussion about that now. And, so what did Kimi say? He just laughed at me. And it's just like, oh, God, that's just so funny. And here he is, something so serious, he just laughed at him. But, all right, we can still take calls, 478-7954. Okay, that's 478-7954. If you don't want Elbert to win the Otterbox, basically. That's the new incentive now. We can change gears for a while, because I'm sure if we do get another caller, we'll be back to F1. So you guys, what do you want to talk about?
I want to talk about the problem I had with my Canon.
Your Canon camera?
Yes.
What happened?
The S100.
Okay, what's it got to do with the car? But
well, my friends who are into motoring told me, buy that camera.
Okay,
it's really,
that's a
good.
good enough segue. All right.
Yeah,
go.
so that was you and you. All right.
S100? I have one too, yeah. Is it the lens?
Yes.
Is it getting stuck?
Yes.
You know, that's you bring that to Canon in Magallanes,
Yeah,
free
very
of
near
charge.
to Autoplus, right?
It's
Very yeah. Well, they'll free of charge. They know about that problem.
yeah. Even if
Okay.
it's a gray
You know what?
market
Yes.
That's-
I bought
S100.
mine gray.
That's basically what I wanted to talk about it. Because, normally when you go when you buy an item and the item has any problem of a warranty or something like that, they're just gonna put so much hassle on you. They're gonna go like, okay, do you have a receipt? Do you have a Xerox copy of your receipt?
Yeah.
Blood
type.
Did you bring the receipt to I don't know, to have it registered
Notarized.
or you're not notarized, Do you have a letter from your barangay?
So that's what happened to you,
You
Pacho?
you
That's
go through all
unbelievable.
these
Yeah,
houses, let me see the receipt of the vaccines of the dog. I don't have a dog. Let me see an affidavit that you don't have a dog. You're like, oh, come on, can you guys please help? No, normally it's that way. Anyways, camera, the lane got stuck, and Alan told me to bring it there. And I also called Mike Anton. I brought it there. Man, no questions asked.
No questions.
So from now on, when people ask me, which camera you prefer? Well, definitely with Canon, I had a little problem with that one, but the
they
after
fixed it.
service is awesome.
You know,
it's
I-
really good.
I'm glad you brought that up because I actually tweeted that or put it on Facebook one time. This is a while ago. I said, we always are quick to complain about things on Facebook, but when somebody gives you good service like this, I went there expecting a fight. Because I guess you already went in slightly prepared. Me, I just went in there not talking to Alan or anything. I just brought my camera in, and you walk in already looking like this. Because
You
don't
didn't
want
buy
to
it
mess with
from
you.
Canon Philippines.
No, I
you remember?
didn't.
It's gray market.
I
so,
bought it in Macau, I think.
So even if they turn you down, it's really not their mistake. It should be
Yeah.
the shop where you bought the
so
camera.
that's why
it's
you
good.
walk in.
Exactly.
You walk in with you set that vibe that don't mess with me. I'm already mad, and
and then you prepare your argument
You
before
prepare
going
your
down of the car.
and sometimes you really hype yourself up.
To talk about that because like James said, when something goes wrong, you're very quick to complain and then to broadcast and then put it on Facebook and everything. But this one, Canon has a very, very good service, and they didn't ask. There is a question there: do you buy it locally or abroad? And that's it. But it doesn't matter, like you said, right? It doesn't matter. They will serve it.
But I
right
think
away.
this is just specific for the S100 only. But if you buy another camera, say from a gray store, they won't exchange. They
Won't
fix that.
exchange, but at least they can fix it.
Yeah, but the
Yeah,
thing
they
is,
can fix it, of
If they're
course.
aware, the nice thing about Canon is if they are aware of there is a defect or something that has to be replaced,
Yep.
it doesn't matter where you bought it. Doesn't matter if you have
Yep,
the receipt
you're
or
right.
not.
Yes.
They will do it already.
Actually, that's like Apple. Apple does the same, right? When you have a laptop under warranty and you bring it in, they just check the serial number through
that's
their
it,
computer and then they fix it. No questions asked. That's what I also like. And I think manufacturers should be like that. I think everyone should just
Yes.
be,
Yeah.
But
we all know that there's some manufacturers.
oh,
that-
we've
gosh.
shared some horror stories before in the past. haven't we?
remember those. Man. It's like
My personal favorite was the sunroof.
yes.
Remember that was the one where they wouldn't replace the sunroof.
Look, the button of the sunroof is not working. Yes, or it's out of warranty. Why? You change your tires.
I just rotated them. Told you. See, you're even admitting it.
Let us check the air inside. Oh, it's nitrogen. I'm sorry, but
Your warranty's fine.
your whole warranty is void. You put nitrogen inside your tires.
And not just that, your wife's warranty too. Why? How close do you park to each other? Contagious is some of the new players, etc.
Yep.
But one thing about Toyota is the parts. They're always there.
Yeah.
You're never gonna. They're never
Anywhere
gonna,
in the country, if you get stranded,
Yeah.
if
gonna get the kamot. Ay,
mahirap hanapin yan, sir. Wala
hirap
dito
yan.
niyan. Yeah.
Especially if you have an old Toyota like mine.
Which
like
he got
yours.
from
no,
me.
that you can pull into Jollibee. They'll have parts for that.
yeah,
I need a
exactly.
tire rod for 92 GLI.
It's
Sir,
not
left
running,
or
by
right?
the way.
That's all right. Sir, so only we have the right one. But if you go to Mercury Drugstore, they have it.
Would you like fries with that tire rod? Sir, gusto mo upsize nyo? Well, no, there's we have come a long way. Another thing that I wanted to discuss. Last week we weren't able to go on air.
Yep.
But I wrote this piece about in
Okay.
the Star about. Don't worry, it's a safe one.
Okay.
It's about, and we've discussed it a little bit, but rather than coding, because they want 2 days a week now, right?
Yeah.
And that's not going to happen, right?
It's
That's not
there's a
gonna happen.
petition going out because I don't think so. I don't think it will happen because they have
That's
to
not-
pass this through the Metro Manila Council, which is made up of 17 mayors. I don't think 17 mayors have ever agreed in the history of the world.
Yeah.
So I doubt that they're going to get this passed.
But
But
what's your take on what Arab is doing in Manila?
I loved it until he started backpedaling a little bit and
Yeah.
he started to soften up. But did you hear what Arab did?
No.
Arab banned the buses from entering Manila unless they had a terminal in Manila. But any other bus, he just stopped them. They took pictures of Taft Avenue in peak hour. Oh my! It looked like the 1950s.
yeah. There was-
Really?
Empty,
It was empty.
beautiful. It was so traffic. Everyone was saying traffic in Manila was so really, really good. Just because he banned the buses that didn't have terminals there.
Yep.
And they created a huge uproar and all that. Now, I admired him, but now he's softening a little bit. He's allowing some, but he's getting very, very strict on the colorum, though.
Yep.
Very,
Okay.
very strict. And if you cannot stop in Manila. You have to pass through, but you need a terminal to stop. And so he's making the decision. It's still a big step. It's still a very big step. Now, the thing is, this was my proposal to I even spoke to the director of operations, attorney Carlos. We had an interview about this, and I said, look, I'm sorry, but this 2-day-a-week coding thing, it's not the answer. The thing is, we already have the laws. Just in number one, enforce them. But two, you need to first just get rid of the buses. You have to. There's
Not
no
only
way.
the buses, the Jeeps as
and
well.
the Jeeps,
and
but
the
we cannot move forward even the next step. Not even the next step without making a stand like that. Because, as I mentioned, it's like trying to swim with an umbrella, expecting not to get wet. The buses, when they do this kind of this behavior, why am I going to follow the rules when I just see a 10-ton vehicle just blatantly disrespecting it? You're never going to get the cooperation ever of any motorist once they see that. So number one, you have to set an example and show that you mean business. Take the buses out completely, and then state run. I love that thing of Peñalosa. I watched an interview, the mayor of Bogota.
Oh, yeah?
He explained what you were basically telling us before about, he said, first you have to decide what kind of a city you want. Do you want a city that's friendly to cars or a city that's friendly to people? You cannot have both. You have to make that decision. So in Bogota, they decided that it was better to have a city friendly to people.
Yeah, to people.
And they said in Bogota the bike negligible, not even 0.0 something percent. Now there's an average of 5% that commute on bicycles regularly in only a few years.
Is it because of the fuel, right?
No,
because he created sealed biking paths.
And then the nice thing is you have cyclo roads, and then you are not sharing the asphalt with cars.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's somewhere in the middle of the aisle or somewhere in the middle of the sidewalks.
Yeah.
So and kids can go there. Elderly people can walk there. Now, another thing so I was pitching to this guy. So why don't you consider this? Okay, well, after you remove the buses and then you have a state-run service. Okay, that's a given. You need to do that. You have a state-run service. The government workers are driving the bus on a salary. You can monitor. Whoop, this bus is now getting a little empty. We garage that bus. You have a depot, right? And then because peak time, you send all your buses out, but then you start slowing it down. As you can monitor. And it's in your best interest to say, okay, we're going to bring this bus in because you're not making money, right? You're losing money. So that bus problem, I guarantee you would remove about 50%, I'm thinking, of the problem of EDSA at least. Now with the other 50%, you can basically start charging, instead of coding, congestion charge. Think about it, and the way I explained it in the article was I was saying, do you play Candy Crush and all this?
No, I don't.
Does your wife play any of these games?
No. We are not allowed at home.
All right. But you understand the model of the App Store now.
More or less.
They've changed it. Before, you used to pay 99 cents, you get your Angry Bird, etc. It's a bit of Big Brother and all that, but we've reached a stage where we need a drastic solution. And then another thing that we need to do is we need to start decongesting Manila. We need to there's life outside Manila. It's not just all in Guadalupe, Makati, Alabang. What's wrong with Laguna and Bulacan and places like that all the way up north? Why can't we build cities there and create opportunities for the informal settlers?
You're right.
Because they're only here because we tolerate them and all the activities here. Well, why don't we give companies, we don't need another mall. Stop building malls. Stop building condos. There's too many of them already.
I know.
Let's build them outside. I mean, I don't understand why they're allowing us to live in a metropolis it's like a megatropolis already. And we don't have the infrastructure. New York does. That's why they can build up and they can build, and they manage their population very well because they have a fantastic subway system. They have a fantastic, hardly anyone in New York owns a car. You say you own a car in Manhattan? Whoa. You're Donald Trump, man. You're like, wow. Because there's no incentive to own a car. So let's build out. Let's create areas in Clark, along the North Expressway, South Expressway. Give companies, you know what, I want to open my call center because it's so good, whatever, I'm going to Libis. No, you're not. You want to open a call center, you go there to Clark, or it's too far, or somewhere in the middle. No, it's too far. Far from what? Let's create a zone there. Let's create a little city there. And create opportunities.
Is there any incentive from the government?
That's the thing. The government needs to provide incentive to these companies and then penalize those that really insist on doing business in Manila because
yeah, you're
we've
right.
already we've reached an
just too much already,
oversaturated
yeah.
point.
Yeah.
That's where I'm getting now. The informal settlers, aside from the fact that we need to reduce the population, those guys are clogging up all the waterways. That's really what's really demanding on the roads. When we get the flooding, it's because of all of that. It's been proven a million times over. So sadly,
bad, huh?
it's bad.
But what about fuel? I remember a few months ago you were proposing.
Well,
jails, for
this
fuel
would
to-
No, he was out of his mind.
Yeah, I was drunk that day. What? Yeah. No. I was.
Now the time of the chicken and the egg.
No. I still believe to a certain degree, but I was very packed. I was riled up, and that was the first thing I thought of was the fuel. But then after sort of bouncing it off, that's a great thing about social media and the page when you get interaction with people, and they're like, when you engage your friends, and they're intelligent people who throw back good ideas, and of course they agreed in principle, but it was flawed. I'll admit that the reason it was flawed is I was saying, okay, just in Metro Manila, okay, people would have to load up in Bulacan, and they like the idea of pay for the privilege of driving your car. But congestion charges make more sense because not every city would need it. Like you have places that are a bit more maluwag, you don't need to charge a congestion charge. But you have the areas of Makati, EDSA during this time, whatever, and that becomes more democratic. You just feel as if you're not penalized forever. So I use the Candy Crush theme is because we'll give you the car at a very low entrance fee. You just pick when to use it. In the end, it's better to have a phone that has expensive calls, but you have one in case you need it, rather than a very, very expensive phone that I can't afford that anymore. And then you're in an emergency, you don't have a phone to use. I'd rather make the hardware cheap and then make people, because there's also no point if you're going to have a phone that's got cheap calls, but it's so congested. I won't mention any names.
But everybody
Just saying.
knows.
I won't mention anymore because I'm sounding like a broken record.
It's been happening globally.
Yeah, it's like it's not very smart, really. what's happening. All right, before I get
We get in trouble.
yeah,
Before we get in more trouble.
before we
Now,
get into more trouble.
The thing is also, I was looking at an interview from somebody of the MRT, talking about the MRT, and then they're saying that they're going to increase the fee. And actually, they got a permit to increasing the fee
They're gonna have
since year 2011.
But I think this is because
they
of
haven't-
maintenance,
yeah.
right? This is because of maintenance. I think they'll
Yeah.
be adding
But
more
actually,
trains.
Actually, they were saying that all the rides are being subsidized by the government. It's
Yes, they
there's
are. Yeah.
there is a, but the thing is, now there was a like last week or week before. They established buses from like what you're saying what
the
happened
Manila area,
yeah Manila area and everything though, and then they were asking what happened with the LRT, how much it increased. Basically didn't.
It didn't.
They didn't. The amount of people going to take the LRT and stuff like that didn't. No, but the thing is, if they increase not so much, just a little bit, but they're able to put more cars, and they be able to put, the train will be there every 10 minutes or every 10 minutes during peak hours and every 15 or minutes and, low time. It's going to be a lot better. I mean, I believe it's going to work very okay.
Yeah, because if you use the trains during peak hours, sometimes
It's
you have to wait 3 or 4 times.
3 or 4 trains, yeah.
4
No,
trains
like,
before
even
you
then you have to fight.
Just give you an example. If you are in Makati area, somewhere here around Makati and everything, and then you're going north at around 5 p.m.,
Yeah.
there's only one thing that you can do.
Elbow, eye gouging.
No, take the train, go to TAF.
Then
Then stay inside the train.
Pacho.
Because
Don't
it's
tell everyone this.
Then the train will go back.
That's my trick.
Yeah, I know.
I
That's
don't
what
want
do.
everyone to know that. Now it's gonna be full.
Sorry.
Actually, yeah, no.
That's how it is.
But it's the only way, man.
it's
Otherwise,
true.
But I don't know if you noticed this as well, but a lot of the Filipinos that ride the train, they always stay beside the door.
that's the
Sometimes
problem.
there's still space in the middle.
I know.
But I'm
because
just
I
puzzled.
guess they're scared that they
They're-
can't get out.
yeah, they can get out. That's
Yeah.
That happened to me a
that's
couple of times.
It has
already because
happened?
It's just too full already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's you move closer as you get per station. Huh?
you're
I mean, like if you're
I
sitting there and you know you got to
know.
get out, yeah, just keep moving closer and closer and closer. But no, they don't think that way.
Yeah.
So, but
Yeah,
also that MRT.
You're coming from Makati, man, and then it says, Okay, this is a Cubao station. Let me out. I wanted to go out in Ortigas.
There's a bomb on the train. That's don't do that. Don't do that. You can get into
really
you can get in big trouble for that. Speaking of trains, did you see that horrific, tragic accident in Spain?
I know.
No,
Oh, that was just beyond shocking.
What happened?
What happened was the guy, the train driver, took the corner. It's an 80-kilometer-an-hour corner. Took it at 200.
what?
And he had been seen on Facebook posting pictures of the speed of the train going, and let's see how fast we can get this baby up to. Even saying, oh, I'm going to get the police back. I'm going to try and outrun speed guns or whatever. He was like obsessed with either speed and whatever. On his personal account, he was showing this, or they found this out after. And
Did he die?
No, he didn't.
Oh my
What a
God.
guilt.
80 people did. Yeah, it's worse for him. 80 people died.
That's
And he was, got the black box recording, and he was like, what have I done? What have I done? Oh my God, what have I done? Oh my God, what have I done? What have I done? No, he's alive, and that's going to be, that's going to be his
terrible for
penance, I
him,
think,
man.
because 80 people. And did you see the video? It's
No, I haven't seen it
it's
It was
CCTV.
scary. It's
Oh.
scary. It goes like that and it goes totally off.
Just off the rails, and it just disintegrated. I mean, how many carriages disintegrated? It's wow.
how are you gonna be able to take that?
How
How are you gonna be able to live after that?
yeah.
Just your conscience
That's
of all
like-
those people
that's
that
like-
died.
a lot worse than the remember the captain, was it a Italian captain who took the boat and got grounded? He was
Okay.
showing off to some girls.
Okay.
And he had a pleasure cruiser, these big luxury liners for cruise ships, and he entered the bay of somewhere, and they were saying you can't go there, and he was bragging to the girls. He had some chicas in the
Yeah.
cockpit, and you see that, uh-oh. And he just got and that was like major international news, and then the thing had eventually just tipped like that, but slow. Very, very slow in very shallow waters. But yeah, he cost millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars of damage just to whatever.
That's insane.
All right. Has Elbert hung up yet? I think Elbert's kept the line on.
Let's give it to him.
He hasn't freed up the phone line. He's still there, So okay. Basically, if we'll have to, I guess we'll give it to Elbert. We are pretty much wrapped up with that. We did promise to give it away today. We'll just read some of the responses here from some of our random responses to our question. Do you think Alonso will move to Red Bull next year? And if so, will he be given equal machinery and an even chance? Michael Rojas from Rotterdam is first. He won't thrive there. We all know Vettel is Horner's boyfriend. Jonathan Bellaro. Remember when Alonso joined McLaren in 2007? Yes, I do. We all do. And yes, I think that's a good point. Rich Manalad from Hyundai says, no, Seb prefers Kimi over Alonso. Cheska Villanueva says, big mistake if he decides to move. Nico Lagos agrees with Cheska. Sheng Banzon also said, I'll buy you a beer if and when it happens. Would be very interesting to see, but not likely. And Leo Tanseco says, and plays second fiddle to Seb, not likely, mate. So there is not one person that thinks it's A, a smart decision, or B, that he will actually move. So, Oh, yeah, sorry. We need to pause for that commercial break. Oops, sorry. All right, there we go. Yeah, we're giving away that otter box. So basically, as it stands now, we're already going to call it, I guess.
Yeah.
We've been Elbert Cuenca.
Albert Cuenca.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Our best caller today.
Yeah.
Absolute. It was a good talking to him about the Alonso and all that. So you were asking, about if I had driven anything off the tried the latest. Well, it's just a refreshed X1.
Okay.
So they've just sort of tweaked up little bits. Nothing. They're now offering an all diesel lineup. Personally, it's not my style of. I didn't. I know Elbert loves the car to death. Loves it. I mean, like we did Iron Man in that car.
Okay.
And then he won Iron Man in the car, the same car the year after, but he got the diesel version that he was pining for before. It's a very, 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 very capable vehicle. Basically, anything a 3 Series can do, that can do better. Same configuration, of course, a diesel. But personally, I prefer the shape of a 3 Series, but it's slightly higher, slightly more rugged. And what I do like about the car is the connectivity now. It's really, everything's integrated.
Yeah.
Apps, even your Facebook, your Twitter, everything's integrated through their multimedia system. So
Okay.
they've taken the car into this new age where we're doing all things like that with social media and stuff. And soon enough, I mean, I've heard of cars that now you can, from your smartphone, you start them up already.
Yeah, you start them up.
You can unlock the doors.
Yeah, it's like a remote control for the
Yeah.
car. I've seen that. I think Audi. I think it's.
You can drive it, you know.
Yeah, you can
From
drive
the
it.
back seat.
It's
you
like
can
a
drive-
remote
no,
control.
No, not yet.
We're just
Although
kidding.
judging by the way some people drive on the road, you think they were controlling.
I think
it
it's
with a
got
smartphone.
sensors to know how to park. That's what
Yeah.
I saw. A video
Yeah.
of the Audi.
I saw the Audi doing that. That was pretty cool.
I think that one is very important because people here they don't know how to park.
No, they don't.
Honestly,
I-
it's
would
like,
that
oh
work
my
here?
gosh.
And there should be just like don't you think cars should? There should be some mechanism that stops you from putting your hazards on if you're moving. Because they don't get it.
Yeah.
And they still don't get how many hundreds of times do we have to tell people about the hazard lights. It's not. It's there when you are a hazard, when you're broken down on the side of the
Yeah.
road, not when it rains.
You know what? Actually, I went yesterday to Tagaytay,
Mm-hmm.
and there was a very strong rain, and there was a lot of fog.
Mm-hmm.
Man, and they kept on putting the hazards all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that is
HID once, but we had it set.
Okay.
But the problem was, it kind of you need to have it needs to scatter in the right
You're
place.
right, yeah.
So even though it was properly set,
Yeah.
it was still annoying.
Yep.
Eventually, I had to remove it. It's a pity because I really liked the kit, but you had to remove it because there's the housing has to be designed for HID. Otherwise, scattering of the light will still be bad.
Too much for oncoming.
And
traffic.
that's, remember when I think it was Bayani Fernando at the time who tried to ban
Ban
HIDs.
HIDs.
Remember that?
And some of the cars have stock HIDs.
For safety.
Yeah, for
Yes,
safety.
Some,
exactly.
many cars were offering them
No,
stock.
but you check it out. The cars they come originally with the